everybody, I'm back. You're back. We're all back. Welcome back to my channel. This is Full Purpose and Heart. My name is Kaylin, and this is our curriculum video for my 4th grader. I do have a curriculum video for my 2nd grader, and then in the future we'll have one for my 7th grader as I finish collecting up all of his stuff. And we also have my family school curriculum video. So if you're on the hunt for curriculum, or you're sitting around folding laundry and you love learning all of the curriculum pics of other people, then this is the video for you. Let's have this series and let's get started. So it's a pretty short stack because, again, this is just what she's doing on an independent level. All of her family school studies are going to be in that family video. So it's kind of a short stack. It'll be a shorter video, but nonetheless, I love chatting about it. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, here we are with my 4th grader. It's just crazy to me how fast these years are going. I know everybody says that in all of their videos, but it is true that the years go by so fast. And I have been filming and kind of documenting all of my kids' schoolwork for all of their years. So it is kind of fun to go back and say, okay, well, what did you do before with your 4th grader? When your son was in 4th grade, what curriculum did you use for him? I can confidently say none of the stuff that I've picked for my 4th grader this year is what my 4th grader did when he was in 4th grade. So we are constantly learning, constantly doing new things over here, and that keeps it spicy. So, all right, let's just start. This is going to be language arts and math primarily. Again, all of our family studies, which is history and science and art and grammar and blah, 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 is going to be in our family school video. So we're going to start with language arts. For her, she's got 3 books here that she's going to be doing for language arts. So this is actually, and we'll start here, this is going to be done as a family, but I'm throwing it into this video because if you have only a 4th grader or 3rd grader, whatever, this is going to be a great resource that you may want to consider doing. We're going to be doing this in place of our spelling curriculum from last year, but we'll be using it in a similar manner. We'll be doing flashcards, and we'll be doing crafty projects, like what do we call them? Spelling crafts, little like art something rothers where the kids will write the words, just to grow our vocabulary. And in looking and reading and writing these additional vocabulary words, it will then expound my kids' spelling skill set as well. So Wordly 3000, that's going to be for that. Okay. As a literature study, we are going to be doing 5 in a row. This is volume 3, which is specifically geared for a 4th grader. So says the internet. But when I got the books, they really are not, she's a little bit more of an advanced reader than what this curriculum offers. However, I will be sharing this with her and her 2nd grade brother. So it's a good middle ground for both of them. Now, I purchased this from Reading Rainbow Resource. Reading Rainbow is about what I said. Rainbow Resource, and they had a whole kit. So I actually bought the book and all of the books that go with it. You can see that stack of books kind of over there under the math book. But anyway, so I have all the books that go with it. We have done 5 in a row with my kids when they were little. And we had a couple of favorites that we still do now, like How to Bake an Apple Pie and See the World and Cranberry Thanksgiving are 2 of our favorites from previous volume 1. So I am looking forward to this. This is going to be kind of a continuation / addition to the book studies that we started last year with her. I have a video out for her book studies, and they just were so great when we talked about the elements of a story and different parts of speech and things like similes and onomatopoeias and blah, blah, blah. So all of that stuff, I think I'm just going to give her a notebook and my 2nd grader as we go through this. And then all of the teaching suggestions that come from this book we'll put in the notebook, and we'll have this really great resource at the end of our school year from studying just from the books. So that's what we're doing for her bulk of English study. And then to kind of round it out a little bit more, we are going to be doing Fix It Grammar, the nose tree. And I have the teacher's manual of this from my son. When he did Fix It Grammar, I believe he did it in 3rd grade, maybe. Anyway, and so, but we never even finished it. I don't know how far. We got almost nowhere. But I did notice that they have, do they even have a volume number or whatever? Anyway, an edition. this is a newer edition than what I got for my boy, because when he did it, they now have these like sections in here that you can rewrite it. And I remember when I did it with my boy, who's now in 7th grade, we had to like get a notebook and write it over here. So I love that they've kind of like added it. So now it's just an all-in-one, just do it all in the book. So read it, edit it, and then write it down here. So I'm going to do this with her. This will be kind of a one-on-one study. And I really did like the beginning of the story of the nose tree. I say the beginning is because we never finished it, but it reminds me of one that Disney does with like the duck, what is his name? Donald Duck and his 3 nephews, and his 3 nephews go off. Anyway, it kind of had the same feeling of this particular story. So anyway, that's going to round out her English curriculum. We also have other books we're going to read for read alouds for this. For example, I want to do a lap book with Heidi. That curriculum I haven't purchased yet, but I'm going to get it from Confessions of a Homeschooler. I also want to do a lap book on Over the Hills to Nugget. I don't think that The Good and the Beautiful sells that book anymore. Maybe you can get it on like an eBay thing. But anyway, I built a lap book for that kind of like mirrors what Confessions of a Homeschooler does for her lap book. So anyway, we're going to do those studies and then read alouds and whatever else can come along. So that's that. Okay, so then another thing that she's going to do in her studies is this year we're going to be getting the Radish Kids subscription box, which is a like cooking type box. And we're going to get the international one, I think. I haven't totally committed to that yet. We may just decide to do the regular meals. But because we are doing geography as a family, I thought it would be fun to have something come every month where we could try a dish from somewhere in the world. She's really getting into cooking and she loves being in the kitchen, so I just figured that would be a fun thing to add to her curriculum. I also have a couple of books from Usborne that just kind of teach about, which I guess Usborne has changed their name to Paper Pie Company. I just learned that when I was at the fair yesterday. So anyway, it'll teach her just like about kitchen safety and measuring. And then I also know that her co-op class, she's going to have a cooking class at co-op. So that'll kind of like round that all out. I think that'll be a fun addition. Radish Kids is the name of that subscription box. And then so that's all that. For math this year, I don't have a book because we're going to be doing teaching textbooks again. I ask my kids every year, what do you want to do? You have this option, a textbook style learning, or you can do teaching textbooks. And they really do like teaching textbooks. The lessons are very, consumable. I don't know. They're not very long. I like that, they learn the teachings and they're doing really well in it. I know that there are a lot of critics about teaching textbooks, and I have heard them, but there are also a lot of people who have put their kids through high school on teaching textbooks. So it just kind of depends on what your teaching style is. I like having it be a distance learning class. We consider doing BJU Press, but I watched those like sample videos and I just was not inspired by the teachers, to be honest. So my kids just like the little character and the background and the animation that kind of goes along with it. The stickers, I think they call them, at the end of every question. And they just really like the program. So we're going to stick with it as she goes into her 4th grade year with that. So, okay, the last thing that I will cover here, and again, I've talked about this in our family video, but she is going to be doing Let's Talk Science. This is a Master Books series, and this is book 4. Is it on the side here? Yeah, book 4, or level 4 of their series. So they kind of go through, I can't even remember, but we did do the animal like ecosystems one. I think that might be book 2. And then last year for science, we did unit studies. So this year we're just going back to a book. So last year we did the human body and space just as a unit study standalone. So this year we're just going to go back to the book here. And this is actually written toward a 4th grade level, but it's really easy to kind of work around. And at the end of each unit, they have like journals that they fill out. And sometimes they'll have, little experiments. And anytime that you start a new unit, I'm trying to get to it, they do tell you like, okay, these are some of the supplies that you're going to need. And they're all really good. Like I have almost all of them at home regularly. So that's this page right here. It says like, okay, here's in week 12, is that? Oh, 21, you're gonna need these 4 things. So if you don't have something, you can hurry and grab it, but they do have little activities. I don't know if I'd call them experiments. Maybe they could be seen as experiments, but anyway, so we're going to do this one. And then she also has some science in her geography that we're going to do. And then we'll do geography as our world, like history unit as a whole. I've got lots of resources for that. Check out that video. That's on the family video for 2024-25. And that's a wrap. So we're really excited moving forward with another year. The kids are getting older and we are still here. So thanks so much for watching this video. If you like hanging out with me, I love having you around and I love chatting about homeschool. So go ahead and consider subscribing. And if you want to hit that bell so you know when I post a video, go ahead and do that. So we'll catch you in the next one.